It's very pigmented. Look at that. 3 dots like that, and then just it voluminize it, it lengthens it. Just, I don't know, best mascara ever. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hope everyone is doing well. In today's video, I'm going to continue this series on reviewing the Boxycharm eyeshadow palettes that I get in my boxes, and today I'm going to create a look and review the Ciate London. This is the velvet palette. It's just so beautiful. The shades inside are gorgeous. So let's create a fun look with this palette. So if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing. It will mean the world to me. And let's get into the video. So as usual, I don't have anything done actually. I normally have my brows done. So I like to normally start with my brows. We can do that right now if I can find a brow brush. I'm gonna walk you through my brows, I guess. That's the first thing I like to do. I don't know why. I just like to have my brows done. So I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills brow product. This is the Dip Brow Pomade in the shade Dark Brown. See the difference already? This is very fast for me. So first thing, I'm gonna go into this W724K primer. And this is kind of like an oil primer. It's a very thick consistency. So I'm just gonna add a little bit, and this makes your foundation just a little bit more that glowy. It has absolutely no smell. It's just so very hydrating into your skin. Underneath I do have SPF. And on top I'm gonna use the Milani Soft Glow Focus. This is in the shade Nude Glow. Just a tiny bit, like on the high points here. Kind of push everything in. I really want to get the Rare Beauty concealer brush as well. I just love their unique shape. I'm gonna be using one of my favorite foundations. This is more of a high-end foundation. This is the L'Essentiel Garland foundation, and mine is in the shade OOW. So beautiful. It's glass. It comes with a pump, so I'm just gonna pump one pump out because it's very, very pigmented. So that's all I'm using for now anyways, and see. So I'll be using my Moda complexion brush. I love look how colorful they are. I placed an order of more brushes from Moda. Now look how beautiful this foundation looks. So nice. Now let me switch to this brush around the eyebrows here. Now I'm gonna go into my Morphe sponge and dab everything in. And you see how beautiful the coverage is on this foundation. Looks very glowy, yet it's still gives you more coverage than other foundations. I just love it. And the design of the bottle is just so adorable. So next, let's go into concealer. So I'm gonna use the Rare Beauty concealer, and mine is in the shade 170W. So pretty. So I'll be putting a little bit on the outer corner, of course inner corner here, and on the eyelids to prime the eyelids. So I'm gonna use the sponge for now, I mean the brush for now. Now let it sit a bit and dry up before I put powder, because I've noticed if you put powder right away and it's still a little bit wet from your sponge and from the concealer, it actually cakes up mostly in here if you put powder to set it. So next I'm gonna go into bronzing while the eyelids settle, and I'm gonna use the Essence Sun Club Matte Bronzer. Mine is in the shade Au Natural, and it smells so nice too. So for this one, I'm gonna use my Moda brush. This is a powder brush, but I'll use it to kind of bronze. I love this bronzer so much, and it's such a good price too. It is very inexpensive. Like, it performs even better than some expensive ones. I've used the Fenty Beauty one, the powder one, and it looks like that one you just have to like dig in so much to get to this point that I'm already at. So I love this bronzer. So talking about bronzers, make sure you comment down below and let me know what is your favorite drugstore bronzer. Maybe there's some that I haven't heard of that I would love to hear from you. Some of my favorites are this one, the Essence one, and I really love the Physicians Formula, which everyone loves. But I would like to hear if there's any other ones that you really enjoy. You know, make sure you comment down below. Ooh, this is so pretty. So before we set this area up with some powder, I'm gonna use the Cole Beauty blush. Look how pretty this is. It's so cute. It reminds me of the Glossier. I don't have those blushes, which I would love to have in my collection, but this is in the shade Dreamy 73. Very beautiful, very, very, very pigmented, so be very careful. I'll show you what I mean by it. It's very pigmented, look at that. So I'm just gonna put a little bit on the back of my hand, just a very tiny bit, and use my pinky and apply it. 3 dots like that, and then just very gently go with my Real Techniques brush. You can see how pigmented that is, look. I'm using this 402 brush. Let's do the same thing on this cheek. So this blush reminds me of the Rare Beauty. You see how pigmented this is. Ooh, let's put some on the nose as well. And if you end up thinking that you did go too much, feel free to kind of take your sponge and press on it, and it just melts into the skin. Okay, perfect. And look how much I still have left on my hand. You see, so just a little goes a long way, and this tube is going to last you a long time. Oh, my puppy sleeps right by my feet, so she keeps moving my table. So now I'm gonna go into this Essence Nude Highlighter, and mine is in the shade 10 Be My Highlight. And let's use this is my favorite brush to use, the Moda Pro brush. So I'm gonna dip into this highlighter and highlight this area here. So just apply it and then use circular motions. Very pretty. I'm gonna go into this Charlotte Tilbury powder, and this is in the shade 1 Fair. It's the Airbrush Flawless Filter, this one right here. So I'm gonna use this Moda brush and just kind of go underneath here a little bit, and then I'm gonna set the eyes with it as well. We're gonna start with the eyeshadow palette. So for the eyeshadow palette, we have these beautiful colors right here, and I really want to do something with this yellow today. Let's start with this peach pink shade right here, which is the lightest one. So I'm going to use this as my transition color. So put it just above the crease. Okay, so next I'm gonna go into this one right here and add it to the crease. So I'm gonna use this Moda brush. This is a crease brush, which is another fluffy brush, and go into that shade and put it inside the crease to make this area a little bit 1 shade darker than what we've used above. So take your time at blending, just use very light pressure. Very pretty. And now I'm gonna go into the darker one here, which is this one right there, and use this angled blender brush by Moda and kind of put it in the outer corner here, just a tiny bit. I don't want to go too dark because we're gonna put the yellow all over the eyelid. The same thing on this eye, and then we're gonna blend them. Okay, so now we're gonna get our blending brush and blend this into the crease and outwards. So I'm doing this nice yellow sunny look because of spring and summer coming, but in the month of April here in Alberta, it has decided to snow. So I'm gonna insert a clip so you guys can see what it looks like outside right now. Look guys, what's outside here in Alberta. Snow in April. Lots and lots of snow. Crazy. Okay, so far everything looks nice and blended. So I'm gonna go in with my finger now and go into this beautiful yellow shade. Let's see. Okay, so let's add this over the eyelid. So with this one, I've noticed a little bit of fallout, so maybe it's best applied with a wet brush. So let's try that. Ooh, still looks beautiful. So let me get a brush. I'm gonna get this Co Beauty brush and I'm gonna spray it with some setting spray, which is the Urban Decay All Nighter spray. And dip into this yellow and maybe we'll, ooh, so much it picked up. Let's see if this makes a difference. Oh yeah, it makes it more like foil on your eye. It makes it stick. Ooh, that is beautiful. Let's do the same thing on this eye. So definitely this shade is best used with a wet brush. That way you're not gonna have fallout because the glitters will stick to your eyelid. And now let's do the bottom lash line. And for the bottom lash line, I'm gonna use this Mora brush. It's like a smudger brush. And go into that dark shade, which is the darkest one, the brown. Smudge it underneath here. I'm gonna blend it all out. I think it turned out very pretty. Now for the inner corner, I don't know what I'm gonna use. Let me see this. I think for the inner corner, I'm gonna go with this beautiful peach one right here. I was gonna go with this one here, but it's more glittery. So I'll be using this is my favorite brush to use for the inner corner. This is a Morphe brush. This is one of their blinked brushes. And let me spray this to intensify that inner corner a bit more. So I'm going to dip into that light shade. Ooh, it's like a nice peachy color. So it's a little bit more darker, but it looks really nice with the look. Very pretty. I love it. And now for the underneath the brow bone, I'm gonna use my highlighter, my Essence highlighter, and highlight this area a bit more. Now I'm gonna go into my first brush with that first peach color that we used, and I want to bring that peach a little bit higher here because it kind of got lost. We want to have a nice transition from light to light peach to darker to the brown and to the yellow. Very nice. Now I want to complete this look with a black liner, and I'm gonna use, this is the L'Oreal Infallible gel liner. This is looks like this inside. I'm gonna use this Moda angled brush, looks like this, and I will apply this at the top right here. So I'm just gonna stick black line. Now for the inner corner, I want to use this brush by e.l.f. and this is the angled eyeliner brush. This is what it looks like. So needle-like looking. And you want to use this for the inner corner here. It's easier to get in the inner corner with such a small brush. Let's do the same thing on this eye. So there's the eyeliner. I think it looks so beautiful. I definitely recommend this. This is one of my favorite eyeliners to use. This is the L'Oreal one, and I also have a Maybelline one in black. So they are just so pretty. So for the underneath here, like in the waterline, I want to use, I have two yellows by ColourPop. I have this regular yellow, like a darker orangey yellow, and then I have this vivid color yellow. So I don't know what I want to use. Let me try it here. See which one would go best with this eye look. Ooh, here they are. This is the vivid one and this is the regular one. Let's go with the vivid one, right? Why not? Let's try the vivid one and use this in the waterline here, just for an extra pop of color. Ooh, I love it. Okay, so this eyeliners, I have a review on my channel. I believe the video is probably going to be before this one. So I'm obsessed with this eyeliners by ColourPop. I have them all here, right here, including some by NYX. They're inside here and I just love them. Like, just gives the whole look, it brings it to another level. Anyway, so now I'm going to do the boring part, which is going to be applying mascara. This is one of my favorite mascaras, the Wet n Wild from the drugstore. I will apply it, enjoy this intermission, and I'll be right back. Hope you enjoyed the intermission, and here is the look with the mascara on. I think you know how much I raved about this mascara. It is my favorite. I definitely recommend it. It volumizes, it lengthens, it just, I don't know, best mascara ever for me anyways. So that's applied. Now let's go ahead and do the lips. For the lips, I have, of course, ColourPop lip liner. I want to use this nice nude lip liner. This is in the shade BFF. I think that's one of my favorite lip liners from ColourPop. Okay, so the lips are lined and I filled them in a tiny bit with this. And I want to use this a beautiful lipstick. It's by L'Oreal. It looks like this. Okay, and it's in the shade 107 Coconut Plum. I'll show what it looks like right here. It's such a beautiful nude shade. It's not a matte lipstick. I'm gonna go ahead and apply it and show it to you guys. It's such a beautiful nude lip plump. Basically plumps your lips, but it's kind of like a lipstick. Very nice and creamy. Where is my liner? Where's my lip liner? Here it is. I think that this lip color goes really good with the eye look. Then it makes the eyes really pop because it brings the attention to the eyes and not the lips. I think it looks very beautiful. Anyways, this is pretty much the final look. Now, my thoughts on this palette. I love this palette. The mattes that I've used are very easy to blend. There's no fallout. They're very pigmented, as you can see. You get enough pigment for a beautiful eye look. Now this one right here, the yellow that I've used, and I'm assuming the one beside it as well, are good shades to use with a wet brush, because then the eyeshadow sticks to the eyelid a bit better than when using your finger, and it gives it that extra more pigment as well. And the inner corner shade I've used, it's very beautiful to be used with a wet brush or with your finger or a dry brush to use for the inner corner. As you can see, there are a little bit of fallout. Definitely a beautiful palette that I've received in my Boxycharm box, and I love it. So this is the final look. I hope you guys really enjoyed it, and if you did, please consider subscribing and give this video a big thumbs up. If you liked it, it will mean the world to me, and I will see you in my next one. Love you guys. Bye.